Hello, everyone. Am I live now? Let me know if you guys can see and hear me. I feel like I always do this at the start of the stream. I'm just like not 100% sure if it worked or not. But I believe I'm live. So let me know in the chat if I sound good, if the audio is clear. Hello, everyone. Hey, Justin Havoc. Hey, Gogeta. Hey, Cobry. Awesome. Nice to see everyone. Yeah, I know I'm alive. I survived the the deadly encounter with that spooky thing in the desert. How did I make it back home? A robot. That's how I made it back home. Cool. Hey, Mac, what are you doing here? This isn't No One's a Critic, our critically acclaimed podcast hosted by myself and Macabre Storytelling. How's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by. If you guys don't know, we have a podcast. It's linked in the channel. If you go on my channel, on the channels part of my channel, you'll see No One's a Critic there. And I usually post the link in Discord and Twitter and stuff. So, yeah, you go check out that podcast. We talked about Breaking Bad a little while ago, 1 or 2 episodes ago. We talked about it. And yeah, we're gonna be ranking all the episodes here. We're just gonna be chilling for a couple minutes until 12 starts. So, just to get everyone in the swing of things. What happened to Justin/Jesse? Well, I guess we can ask Mr. Vince Gilligan here. What happened to Jesse? He had to go. That's what Vince said. We'll talk a little bit about that video too. Because I know you guys had some thoughts about that video, and I definitely had some thoughts as well. I actually put El Camino on the list here for us to talk about. So we'll discuss my what went into that project there. I think this will probably be a little bit of a longer stream, probably around at least like an hour 30 to 2 hours. Because there's 62 of these episodes, so if we talk about each of them and then we talk about a couple other things, it's probably going to take 2 hours. But I'm happy to do that. We got a pretty good audience, 34 people. Oh, 43, jumped up. So we can talk about a lot of stuff going on and just hang out and have fun. So, all right, it's 12 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started here. I'm assuming you guys can see my tier maker list here. Let me know if it's clear, you can clearly tell what's happening here. But I have this tier maker. I made a custom one as always using my thumbnails. So if anyone wants to make their own and share it, you can. It's linked in the description of this video, so you can check it out there. Now the shitty thing was I went through the trouble of numbering all the episodes, so it would be season 1, episode 1, season, hoping that it would keep them all in order so I didn't have to struggle to find which one comes next, but it kind of randomized them all again, so I don't know what happened there. But yeah, we should be able to get through that. What's up, Morty? How's it going? All right, so let's just jump into the rankings here. And guys, please let me know your thoughts on each of these episodes as I put them in here. I'm curious how much my interpretation differs from yours. Now, I might, even though I literally just spent a year reviewing all the episodes, I might forget certain details that happened in each of these episodes. So Forgive me if I do that, but we'll get through it somehow. So starting us off with the pilot, season 1, episode 1. The pilot to me is an incredible episode from like a television perspective. Like there's a reason this is one of the, like, the opening shot of Walt in his underwear and stuff is one of the most memorable moments on television. It's shocking. It's very much in line with Breaking Bad's tone of how they would do the flash forwards of the dramatic stuff, and they would cut back and show you how the characters got there. We don't necessarily have the deep characterization of Walt that we'll get later in later episodes, but I think that's still really fine. So pilot to me is going to be a very, very strong A. A great intro to the series, and it's a reason why this propelled this show into incredible success. Now I should mention that just like with the Soprano episode rankings, I'm grading these on a curve. So really, we should have mostly B's and C's, few A's, and very few S's. Like, I'm not one of those people who's like every episode is a 10 out of 10. It's like graded on the curve of Breaking Bad. Where do these episodes stand? So hopefully, if I'm doing my job right, it'll turn out that way. So the next episode is Cats in the Bag. I have the episode list here. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, Cats in the Bag. This one here. This one, I think I would probably put as a B. The thing about this episode that maybe throws it a little bit for me is that we kind of cut back to the pilot, even though we saw the ending of that episode at the end of the pilot, right? We saw the scene where Walt gets into bed and he fucks Skylar for the first time like a man. So we kind of are jumping backwards a little bit. That kind of throws me a little bit for a tone. But still, like, obviously the scene where the body falls through is very indicative of the kind of problems that Walt and Jesse would go through, right? They move one step forward and 2 steps back every single time. So I think it's a great episode, but I'm going to give it a B. Now, the next one is the bags in the river. Now, actually, now that I look about it, I think they are still in order. I think they just put Phoenix out of order for some reason. Anyway, the next episode is the bags in the river. This is a continuation of what happened last episode. The big thing about this episode is Walt deciding whether he's going to kill Crazy 8 or not. For me, this is a really solid A. This is where we actually get into, like, the characterization of Walt, his struggle of whether he's going to, go through with this act or stay, morally good. And we see that struggle there. That shot where he descends into the darkness of the basement is one of the most, striking shots of the series for me. The whole we get a flashback with Gretchen, and that sets up a lot of what Walt's character is going to be. It's a really fantastic episode, and I feel like this is the one where Breaking Bad really starts to become itself. We get the actual deep characterization that we're used to. Next episode is Cancer Man. This is kind of a pause episode. We pause after the action that we saw in the last episode, and Walt and Jesse are each kind of dealing with their own stuff about whether they're going to move forward or not. I think it's a really good episode. Obviously, that ending where he blows up that jack-off's car is impressive. I think I'm going to rate Cancer Man probably a B. Very strong episode. I don't think it's going to hit as hard as the next one is. I'm thinking in my mind of where I'm going to put Gray Matter, so I'm going to put this one as a B. And again, when I say B, guys, remember, this is a B in terms of Breaking Bad. Even the worst episode of Breaking Bad is better than most television out there. So don't think that I'm giving this like a bad grade. Now, Gray Matter, I'm just going to go ahead and put this like in a solid A here. It's really, really fucking good. This is where we get Walt's motivation, that it's not about the money. No matter what he says, it's not about the money. It's about his pride. And I think that ending, that scene where he's talking to his family about how he wants to be remembered, I think it's a very beautiful scene. It's tragic in more ways than one. Like when you watch that for the first time, that scene where he's talking about, I don't want to be remembered as a dying man to you guys, it made me cry. It's sad in and of itself. But when you go backwards and you understand the context of like what Walt actually means, as we kind of unravel like the story about what happened to his father and all this kind of stuff, it's tragic in a deeper way, in the sense that Walt doesn't understand what like love and family actually means. All he's concerned about is status and ego. So it works on multiple levels, and that's why it's a very, very solid A. I know I said Bags in the River is where the series starts, but really this one is where it's like, this is Breaking Bad from now on out. What's going on here? I see Macabre, you calling someone out again? No fighting, everyone. Just relax. Even if I don't put your episode in exactly where you want it, we all love this show. Little Kino Jr., you gonna cry? You gonna cry, little Goblin Jr.? You know what I just realized? That Spider-Man reference reminded me of cringe. So, we definitely gotta have some cringe here. Now it's a Breaking Bad video. If you put fly any less than A, I'm canceling you. This is just like our podcast with Mac bullying me all the time. And all right, let's go to the next one. Crazy Handful of Nothing. That's the next one. Yep. Really, really cool episode. Like when he throws the thing down, even though it's super unrealistic what he does with the fulminated mercury, I think we get a lot of great symbolism in this episode. The whole like chirality thing, like two different sides of Walt's personality. I think it's very very indicative of who he is. The fact that he pushes Jesse to do this deal that he doesn't want to do, I think that's very symbolic of who Walt is and their relationship. So I'm gonna give Crazy Handful of Nothing an A. I think we got a lot of great stuff in here, and it's a very exciting episode. Then we get the first appearance of the Hat in a no rough stuff type deal. You'll remember, of course, that this was not intended to be the season finale. The Writers Guild strike at the time forced them to stop production, so they ended up using this as a finale, and it ended up saving Jesse because they were going to kill off Jesse in the original finale. So, obviously, a good episode. It succeeds even by accident because this wasn't meant to be the finale, but it kind of works as one. And we immediately pick up from this episode next one. So I'm going to give a no rough stuff type deal a B. I think it's really good. The break-in scene was very funny. But I'm going to give it a B here. So next we have 737. Now this is the start of season 2, and we get the flash forwards, the black and white flash forwards. Again, very much like an artistic touch to the series that it would carry on throughout the whole thing. Very artsy shots. The flash forwards, playing with time, setting up something that's going to pay off in the finale. I think it's really well done. It's a continuation of, again, the last episode. Walt and Jesse are both very scared. I'm going to go ahead and give it a B, though. Still a very solid episode, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in the B tier for me. I do think I messed it up because the next one's supposed to be Grilled, and Grilled's over here. Now, do you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed this from the thumbnail, but I put, obviously, the Watchmen happy face over Tuco because I was scared the video would get demonetized with a bullet wound in his head. But I also covered up Hank's gun with a bee icon because the next episode's titled "Bit by a Dead Bee." And one, I wanted to cover up the gun because, again, showing guns in thumbnails can get you demonetized. But it's the same bee icon that I used on the head of that one guy from The Sopranos, the doctor, when Furio was like, "You got a bee on your hat," and knocked the guy's hat off. So I don't know if you guys noticed that little Easter egg I put into there, but I like to put fun little Easter eggs into some of these videos. Grilled, very exciting episode for me, very tense. We get, the introduction of Hector Salamanca, which is great. The end of Tuco. Just based on pure, action sequences and stuff, I think I might give Grilled an A. It's a really exciting episode. I genuinely just love it. We don't get necessarily the great character stuff that we get in later episodes, but for me, that the ending sequence there is so great. I'm gonna go ahead and put it as an A. Now we get Bit by a Dead Bee. This is Walt's fugue state where we see his bare naked ass, which was fantastic. Turned me on seeing him walk around with his ass out. But a great episode in terms of plot setting up the conflict with Skylar. I think I'm gonna give it a B here. I do think there's some great symbolism in this episode too, with the whole the picture of the man sailing away from his family that they reused in season 5. I mentioned that before. I felt like the sequence where he escapes the hospital and goes back home, I thought that one was a little bit hokey. Hopefully this is that episode that I'm talking about, but if it is, I felt that sequence was a little bit but I'm gonna give it a B. I think it's very good. Now next one is Down. Now Down is an easy A for me. It's seeing Jesse going through this horrible time in his life, just having the shit beaten out of him. I think is just a great sequence, and it sets up Jesse's character. Walt bullying him, screaming at him, taking out his frustrations on Skylar out on Jesse. Very indicative of the series. He's at the end when he keeps more than half of the money for himself. I thought it was fantastic. I'm gonna give it an easy A. I think it's great. Next we have Breakage. Now, this is where they set up Jesse and Walt doing their own operation. I think it's a very fun episode. I love the setup of their own crew. And it's one of those high times before the crashes. So it's a great episode, some great lines in there. I'm gonna give it a B though. Still solid, but and a fun episode, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it as B. You don't think because you never figured out how to think. Funny episode. Next up is Peekaboo. And again, this is a solid A for me. Jesse with the kid is one of the most fantastic side stories we've seen in the series. Walt pushing Jesse to do this murder. This is where I feel like Jesse's character really comes into his own, and we see that there's much more to Jesse than meets the eye with this episode. The beginning scene with the bug, we see how childish he is when he's just playing with it. When she crushes his head with the ATM machine, great sequence. So yeah, Peekaboo's an easy A for me. Next up we have Negro y Azul. Now this is a good episode in terms of we're gonna set up Hank as a deeper character than we're used to. The whole thing with Tortuga. I felt the Danny Trejo stuff I felt was a little bit like fillery. I don't think they do a lot with this character aside from just, kind of like, hey, it's a funny sounding Mexican gangster kind of guy. So not the strongest episode for me. In fact, I'm even gonna pull up the summary here just to see if I'm not forgetting anything. Obviously the whole, blow you're a blowfish, Jesse. Skylar goes back to her company. It's not a bad episode at all, but I think I'm gonna give this one a C, just because I need to put some like C tier ones here, and I don't think it's one of the stronger episodes of the show, but definitely still has some great stuff in it. So don't think that just because it's a C, it's not great. Yeah, it was the explosion. Again, it sets up Hank's character, but even still, I think I'll leave it as a C for now. All right, next one. Obviously, Better Call Saul here. I am debating whether to put this in an S or an A here, and it's not just because Saul's a great character. Obviously, this episode was so important because it sets up an entire spin-off series. So, I'll probably give it an S here just because of that. Like, it's a great standalone episode in and of itself. It's funny. It's a well put together piece. It can stand on its own as like, just if you could just watch this episode. You don't have to watch the rest of the series. You could just watch this and be entertained. You can't really say that about the rest of the episodes. And it's important for like I said, it based on this episode alone, we were able to set up a spin-off series. So, the whole Lalo thing and everything, it's just really well done. I'll give it an S. Yeah. Not necessarily, like I said, for character stuff, but just for overall importance. I'll give it an S here for that. Captain, don't pout, okay? I'm not saying it's the biggest character like focused episode of the series, but it is important to the Breaking Bad mythology. So, we'll give it there. Better Call Saul did not entirely suck. Only season 6 sucked. The rest of some parts of season 5 kind of sucked, but Better Call Saul is a really good show. So next up, we're going to do 4 Days Out. Again, a solid standalone episode. We get some great character stuff with Walt and Jesse when they're, when Walt's admitting that he should have died. Some great montage sequences. The whole thing with Walt smashing the thing at the end, I think it's a great character thing. I don't think it quite hits an A tier. It's a really, really good episode. But I think I'll leave it as B. It's a banger. Don't get me wrong, but I think I'll leave it as B just because it could theoretically be skipped. But you really shouldn't because it's just a great episode. This is the first time I ever hear anyone claim Better Call Saul Season 6 was bad. Oh, then you were not following my episode-by-episode reactions on Kino Studios, because we got into some arguments over there about Season 6. I maintain that a lot of Season 6 is awful. But we'll see. Next one is Over. Now, this is the one where Walt is fixing the home. He has that standoff with Hank at the pool. It's a great character thing, and that ending scene is kind of cool where he confronts the Kmart versions of Walt and Jesse. But I'm going to give it a C just because I need some more C tiers here. And, it's a little bit weird. Like, like the ending here is like it's cool, but it's a little weird. The music was a little bit off for me. I'm like, what are we doing with this music here? I'm gonna give it a C here. Yeah, just a strange episode tone wise. In fact, I'm even curious who wrote this episode. Moira Wally Beckett. She was a great writer in the show, but yeah, she did a weird sequence here. I'm not sure why. Let's see here. Next up, we have Mandala. This is the introduction of Gus. Great episode here. We set up again why Walt keeps Jesse around. He does it because Jesse obeys him. It sets up a lot of stuff that's gonna happen. Combo gets shot, and it's kind of the end of their crew. This is also, of course, the iconic Skylar singing "Happy Birthday, Mr. President." I know a lot of you are gonna hate this episode for that thing. Her singing that song is definitely cringier than Fran Feldstein singing it. I don't know. Where do you guys think? I'm kind of thinking a C again. Not that there isn't some cool stuff in here, but I'm thinking this should go in a C. I don't think it's a D tier. I know some of you absolutely hate that fucking Skylar bit, but honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna have any D's in this list. I don't know. D. I feel like I should have at least one D here. D curl. I don't know. I'm between a C and a D here. You know what? Fine, we'll give it a D. Just because I don't know if I'll have another fucking D here if I don't put it here. So, yes, like Breaking Bad doesn't really have like really bad episodes. Not that Sopranos did either, really, because it was graded on a curve, but put it in C, adjust later. D. Okay, people are saying C and D. I'm just gonna leave it in D for now. We might revisit it. Maybe there is no D tier for Breaking Bad, but we'll leave it here for now. Next episode is Phoenix, right here, and come on, easy S tier. That ending, one of the most powerful endings of the series, brought a tear to my eye. Easy. Well, this is where Walt goes off the deep end. It's fucking incredible. What more needs to be said about Phoenix? It's just so fucking good. Incredibly well done. So what else here? Last one we have AB. Is it ABQ? Yeah, ABQ. I'm gonna give ABQ a solid A here. This is the payoff to what they've been building up to all season. The kind of we're learning for the first time that Walt's actions have ramifications that go way beyond just his own life, and we're seeing that play out with the Wayfarer 515 crash. And every time I mention crying, you guys make fun of me. Be in touch with your emotions. Come on. But incredibly well done payoff. The conflict with Walt and Skylar finally pays off. Jesse crying to Walt. The introduction of Mike. Just incredibly well done. Yeah, Phoenix is Shane's death. It doesn't happen in the finale. It happens in Phoenix. Yeah, your estimations of me fucking plummeted. So, ABQ is a solid A for me. Just really well done. Next up, we have No Mas. Now, this is a really good episode in terms of focusing on the aftermath of what happened. Obviously, the introductions of the cousins is incredibly badass. You know, cool guys don't look at explosions. So yeah, I think No Moss is going to be a solid B for me. I love the scene where Walt's in the auditorium talking to the kids. I'm pretty sure it's this episode. But yeah, it's a good solid episode. No Moss deserves an A for the introduction. No Moss Butchie. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B. Next up we've got Caballo Sin Nombre, horse with no name. Obviously this is where Walt gets into a fight with the police officer, gets pepper sprayed. Walt, Mike is like watching the White House. Walt is, talking to Saul about Skylar ratting on him. This is where they put the house up for sale. Walt and Jesse buys it. I'm gonna give this one probably a C, just because as I was reading the description, there's not a lot of that interesting stuff that happens here. I do think season 3's got maybe a little bit more C tier episodes in it than the rest, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a C here for that. Okay, next one we have IFT. Now, whoo boy, you guys, what do you think about IFT? I fucked Ted. Obviously, the title, like I mentioned, I never knew what IFT stood for before this, but I can't tell if it's like the greatest title ever, the worst title ever. I don't hate Skylar and Ted, like that doesn't make me cringe or anything, like, but what are we thinking? C or D here? S tier. Maybe I'll leave it a C. Let me read more of the episode, because I actually can't even remember a lot of stuff that happened in this one. Yeah, the meeting with, yeah, it's just kind of a setup episode. Not a lot goes on in this one. Yeah, I might give it a D just because I want some more D tier ones. I don't hate Skylar like you guys do, but this episode just not that much interesting stuff happens. So we'll go ahead and leave it as a D tier. So next one up we have Green Light. This is where Walt and Jesse fight about the meth. Jesse wants to go back into it. He confronts. He has that the scene that does make me cringe, honestly, is when he tries to kiss Carmen. Even though, come on, let's be real here. Carmen was like fucking like flirting with Walt before this. I'm watching Mad Men right now, season 5. And there's this scene where Pete's complaining about how women they dangle a little web of hope in front of you. And I gotta admit, Carmen was 100% doing that with Walt. There was no misinterpreting of this shit. So a little bit of a cringe. We got some good stuff with Walt and Jesse, but I'm gonna give it a C tier. just for me on that one. Kino is the biggest Skylar simp. Damn, contrarians, you're always calling me a simp. So I'm a simp for Skylar. I'm a simp for Betty on Mad Men. Who else am I a simp for? I'm not a simp for Margaret on Boardwalk Empire. That's the one you cannot accuse me of of being. You all know if you watched my Boardwalk Empire reactions, I hate Margaret on that show. So, um, uh, you know, I might be a simp, but I'm not a complete simp. Yeah, I saw Zuby Zoo. I'm on season 5. I'm almost done with season 5. Okay, so what else we got here? Moss. Moss was a good episode. I rewatch it a lot. I think it's fun with Gus and Walt. Um, is there any great stuff that goes on here? We get the flashback with him buying the RV. Not really that great. I think we get some good stuff with Hank this one. Yeah. Again, this is kind of a setup episode. We don't get a lot of great stuff here. I'm gonna give it a C again too, just because reading the episode just like summary. I don't think there's a lot going on here that like really makes it stand out. And again, I want to have more of a curve. But again, I like this scene with Walt and Gus. It's cool. But we can't judge episodes based on one scene either. What are your thoughts on Nippy? Nippy's a good boy. Or girl. I don't even know what gender the dog was. Oh, you're a Margaret simp, Riley Nelson? Okay. Yeah, Dee's like, she talked with him and made eye contact. Yeah, women don't talk to you unless they want sex. That's a law. That's in the Constitution. If a woman is ever friendly to you, she's interested in you romantically. Remember that advice, guys. Oh yeah, I'm an Adriana simp too. I forgot. Damn, I wish Adriana, Betty, and Skylar had Twitch accounts so I could sub to them with Twitch Prime. That'd be funny. What's the next one after Moss? Sunset. This is a good episode. There is some shit that's happening here that's really well done. Obviously, it pays off more in 1 minute. But we got a lot of stuff with the cartel. Let me read here. The stuff with Gail, there's some great scenes with them cooking. The RV stuff is really great. I'm going to give Sunset probably a B because I know where I'm going to put 1 minute after this. But really solid episode. A lot of great stuff happening in here. Why is there a D tier? There's not a D tier episode, bro. Bro, we're grading this on a scale, bro. Bro, it's like, you know, we have the worst Breaking Bad episodes have to go here and the best ones have to go here. It's not like a grading. I'm not like saying it's a D tier in terms of all of television, okay? Even these D tier episodes are better than like anything else on television right now. Bro. Yeah, Gail wanted Walt's dick so bad. Yeah, 1 minute. It's gonna 1 minute's gonna be an A for me. I don't think I'm ready to put it into an S tier. But yeah, it's just an incredibly solid, well-paced episode. An incredible payoff to, you know, what happened with Hank. We got some great stuff with Hank too. I think in this episode, like. I think this is the one. No. 1 minute is where he has to talk with Marie. Never mind. So, yeah, great stuff with Hank. Again, that scene with him talking with Marie brought a tear to my eye. Insert the fucking I lost all respect for Kino meme again. Let's do that. My brother-in-law's a DEA agent, bro. Bro, do you even watch Kino, bro? Yeah, Gail deserved a Johnny Cakes arc, yeah. Gail should have... It should have been Gail that escaped to New Hampshire, not Walt. Alright, so next one's I See You. this one takes place primarily in a hospital with Walt dealing with the aftermath of the shooting. I rewatched this episode a lot. I think it's really great. I'm gonna give ICU probably a B tier again. Really solid episode, enjoyable. But I just think it ranks kind of more towards the B tier. Yeah, Gale went to Thailand. That's confirmed in season 4. Okay, what's up next? Kafka-esque. I think there's a lot of great stuff in here with Jesse and Kafka-esque, talking about the symbolism of the woodworking stuff. I think is really well done. I think it's very important to Jesse's kind of Christ-like figure that he becomes. I don't know. Where should I put Kafka? Probably a B tier again. Hank's in the hospital. This is where they decide to pay for his treatment with the blackjack money. We get Saul trying to get Jesse to buy a thing to buy a nail salon. I think I'll probably give Kafkaesque a C. It's got some great moments in it, but I think I'll probably leave it there just for balance sake, you know. I love that scene where Gus bred Gale. I don't know. I can't imagine that Gus would. I don't know. Gale just seems like. I don't know. Is Gale good looking? I feel like Gus goes for more like sexy dudes than someone like Gale. I mean, no offense to Gale or anything, but like that wine guy from Better Call Saul. I think he was much better looking than Gale is. I feel like Gale is like the beta nerd who's got like a crush on Gus and Walt, but I don't think even if they were gay they would fuck him. Okay, what's up next? Fly. Okay, we finally reached Fly. I don't know if Mac's still here or not. He might have dipped. But now we're gonna have to put this episode. Now, can I tell you guys a secret? Mac bullies me. He abuses me, and he forces me to rank Breaking Bad episodes the way he likes them. Help me, please. Someone call the police. Where would I put Fly? I think Fly's a great episode. I really do. Are we sure Mac's not here? Okay, well, we'll put it in the D tier, guys. But let me know if he comes back so I can quickly move it over here to the A tier, the S tier. It seems like a lot of you guys really like it. Or maybe you're just being ironic with the S tier. I don't think it's an S tier, guys. Like, honestly, I think it's a really good episode in terms of Walt's character. I think it's important. Like, memes aside, I'm not putting it in the fucking S tier. Like, let's be real here. I think it's either an A or a B for me. I think probably for the sake of, you know, being contrarian, probably put it into an A here for that. Like the cinematography is incredibly well done. The themes that it gets about of Walt's like decaying morality, his obsession, all that kind of stuff. Him talking with Jesse about Jane. It's a solid episode. But it's not. Don't say not ironically it's an S. You guys are being ironic. Like it's not an S tier. Come on. It don't hit an S tier has to have the plot and the character and theme stuff all has to come together in a beautiful fucking way. Fly's got the characterization, but it doesn't got the plot. It's an A. It's an A, guys. So Fly, and then we reached the halfway series with ABQ. And we're about 45 minutes into this review here, so That makes sense that, again, probably going to be an hour and a half at least to get through this whole thing. So ABQ, you know, Jesse finds out about the people who killed Combo, buying the car wash, Narcotics Anonymous stuff, dinner with Walt and Gus. I'm gonna give ABQ a C, just because we're gonna get some bangers coming up here. So I think ABQ fits more neatly into C. You guys are fucking funny. You guys are trolling me. But yeah, I'm gonna leave ABQ as a C, just because half measures, which is what we're gonna do right now. God, Mike's speech is so fucking incredible. Mike's speech by itself is an A tier. I don't know. Should I put them both in A tier? I feel like, yeah, I mean, Aaron Paul won an Emmy for this episode. Oh, also, yeah, the ending, of course. This is where it actually happens. So, half measures is going to be an A for me. No, I don't think. I mean, I could see why you guys are saying S for half measures. I don't know, guys. I feel like we don't quite get the character. It doesn't quite hit the highs that it needs to for character work for it to be an S tier, but it's an A tier. I forgot that the running over actually happens in this episode, not full measures. So I think it's an A, guys. I don't think I could put it into an S. Like, I just don't think we get that character stuff on there. Half better than full, which is better than box. No, guys, come on. There's got to be like 3 or 4 S's max, and we haven't even hit like season 4 yet. I'm not putting every single fucking episode in an S. Full, I don't know. I think full measure though. Like, yeah, it's like the pacing is so fucking incredible in this episode. It's just really well done with the whole setup. The iconic shot of Walt walking towards Gus is incredible, but I feel like I gotta put full measure in an A too. Put your A away, Walter. I don't. Like, yes, it's incredible. But it's like, think about Phoenix, right? Like, the emotions we go through on Phoenix. Do we get that with full measure? I think we get the plot, like, exciting plot stuff with full measure, but I don't think we quite hit it. But you could argue that Better Call Saul maybe doesn't deserve an S for that level either. So, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll put Better Call Saul back into an A. And maybe one of these should be an S instead. So, do you guys think half measure is better than full measure? Because by my own standards, I don't think Better Call Saul hits the character stuff either. It just hits the plot stuff. We get some great character stuff with Mike. I think probably half measure would go in an S tier instead then. Just because, yeah, I mean, there's some great stuff here. Again, you guys, I think you're going back and forth about, like, half of you guys think full measure is better, half of you guys think half measure is better. Captain, you don't think anything's fucking good. What's your problem? You don't like anything. Alright, I'm going to leave half as the S tier for now. Because because I think if we talk about character, I think Mike's character stuff in this episode hits higher than Full Measure stuff does. So, quarter measure is better. I'm gonna leave half measure there. Okay, that we've settled there. Box Cutter is gonna be an A for me too here. It's not an S. Box Cutter's not an S. It's got great stuff. Season 4 kind of develops its own kind of like tone, I would say, distinct from the rest of the seasons, and I think this is where we kind of set that up. Box Cutter is a solid A. Great suspenseful ending, a lot well done, but you know, the episode is mostly them sitting in the lab, so we'll leave Box Cutter as an A there. Really well done. Yeah, just go with your own feelings. People in the chat like me will just gaslight you. So you all are admitting you're trolling me with this. No, I mean, I have my own ratings here, guys, but I am genuinely curious about your input too. Just because, I mean, this ranking doesn't fucking matter, right? Nothing's gonna come of this. But I am having fun discussing it with you. And I am curious about your thoughts of what you guys are thinking. But I know that you guys are trolling me with some of these. So next one after Box Cutter is 38 Snub. This is where Walt buys the gun. He gets into a fight with Mike. I'm gonna give 38 Snub. I like this episode. I watch the scenes with Lawson all the time because he's probably the best side character on the show. But I think I'm gonna give 38 Snub a C just because we don't get a lot of great stuff in this one. But you know, season 4 is really fun. So, and like I said, I love Lawson's character. He's awesome. I wish he would sell me guns. Now, you guys were saying that Open House is really good. We do get some good stuff with Skylar. I can't even remember what happens here. Jesse getting numb. Why were you guys saying that Open House is a great episode? Are you being ironic again? Because just reading the episode summary again, it doesn't stand. I mean, there's some good stuff here, but okay, so you guys are kind of being ironic on Contrarian. Open House is where Skylar hires Bill Burr to trick Bogdan into selling his car wash. It's where Marie starts her kleptomania again. Okay, so I'm getting that Open House. You guys are just trolling with that. We'll give it a C here. I like the Skylar stuff in this episode. I feel like she's kind of, showing her worth as like a criminal. I'm gonna give it a C here. Yeah, Marie. I think Marie could have been developed into a more meaningful character, but it's just the writers just never did anything with her. Like, we get hints here and there of like her deeper character, but we just never really explore it in depth. Marie, it's just not quite there for me. Thank you, Falatses P. Cola. I appreciate you watching. Okay, so what's next after Open House? We got Bullet Points. I think Bullet Points is a good B episode. I really, really like the kind of meta dialogue. Excuse me, and I'm sorry if you guys can hear noise outside. They're doing construction. But Bullet Points, that whole thing with Walt and Skylar talking about their story and the fact that Walt comes off in a bad way and Skylar comes off in a bad way. I think that meta it's like meta commentary on how Skylar is perceived by the audience. She's like, at least you got to make money. I'm just the bitch wife. I really, really like that. I think it's subtle enough to not be obnoxious like Rick and Morty. But I do enjoy that kind of meta commentary on the show. I love this scene with Jesse and Mike, and we realize that even though Jesse's a drug addict, he's not stupid. So I think it's credible. Guys, you don't get it. Skylar's mommy milk. I mean, character is so good and profound. Like, yes, guys, I'm just in love with Skylar because of her mommy milkers. All right. I don't think anything about her character. I'm just a simp. Oh my god. If that was the case though, wouldn't I simp over Margaret in Boardwalk Empire? She's a pretty woman. All right. What's her name? The Margaret, the actress. I mean, so your argument that I simp over the wife characters because they're beautiful, I don't think that holds up. I don't think it holds weight. Your Kino shows his true colors. Yeah. Has that ever been in doubt? All right. Let's see here. What's up next? Shotgun. Shotgun is probably a C for me. I mean, it's fun to see Walt or Jesse and Mike together. But yeah, it doesn't add a whole lot to it. It sets up some stuff. But I think I think C is where I'd put it. Breaking Bad fan base, try not to hate women challenge. Yeah, that's funny. It's so funny though because the Breaking Bad community is also very much like a Reddit community. So it's like they hate women and they also have like no taste. So I don't know what to make of that community sometimes. Let's see here. This is the moment Kino became Jesse. Mr. Thompson. Give me money, Mr. Thompson. She seems so sweet, though I only saw the first season. Yeah, well, keep watching. She's not. The montage is great in Shotgun, but the test in Shotgun, yeah, I think the whole like setting Jesse up to like save the money, I thought was a little bit contrived, but whatever. Become a Sigma male, bro. I should become a Sigma male, shouldn't I? Russell Wilson gives me Gus Fring vibe. Who's Russell Wilson? Oh, he's a football player. Oh, I just looked at the guy's picture. Yeah, he kind of looks like Gus a little bit. That's funny. Okay, what else here? Cornered. Cornered is an easy A. Sorry, I was kind of confused where they were. This scene with Walt yelling at Skylar is one of the most meaningful scenes in the series, but not for the way that most people think it is. Yes, Walt's a fucking Sigma male. Even though he never has sex with anyone but Skylar in the series. Ugh. Sorry guys, I'm a little lightheaded from talking so much. Yeah, Cornered is an easy A for me. I mean, that speech, it tells you so much about Walt's character. I mean, the fact that the audience, like, most people don't understand the scene is one thing, but even still, I mean, it's just it's very, very powerful about Walt's character and his ego and his pride. Yeah, just really well done. And I think the cool part of Shotgun, which is the dinner with Walt and his family, he talks about Gail and stuff. I think it pays off more in cornered than it does in shotgun. So that's why I'll give shotgun the A, and I'll give cornered the A, and I'll give shotgun the C. Hi, Pure Kino. I've been watching your content since last year when I first watched your episode review of Sopranos, and I really like your reviews of Breaking Bad. Both shows are great. Well, thank you, Phantom. We have a lot of people viewing right now. 85. That's really great. Thank you guys all for being here. I really, really like doing streams, guys. Like, I enjoy just talking with you guys and getting your input on like the content and also just these shows, because I mean the comments are fun too, but like talking about it live and we can actually have like an interaction, it's engaging for me in a way that reading comments is not. So I appreciate you guys coming to live streams, and we're definitely going to be doing a lot more of these in the future. No, Walt definitely banged Gretchen. They were dating, but he was just intimidated by her wealth. People that face cam the speech are the same people that dress up as Peaky Blinders for Halloween. Well, I don't know if I can throw shade at people like that, because I dressed up as Polly Walnuts for Halloween. So I don't know if I'm someone to talk. I just wanted to ask you, would you ever do a tier list for your favorite Sopranos and Breaking Bad characters? Yeah, I thought about that. The only problem is like how do I rank them? Like, am I ranking them by just characters I enjoy or how well they're written? Because I'm ranking these episodes by how well they're written. And it's obvious, like, you guys know, like, what a Sopranos character tier list would be. It would be, like, Tony, Christopher, Carmela, all the well-written characters here, and then fun characters like Silvio and Paulie here, like, and then lesser characters like Agent Harris or whatever here. There's no real kind of, like, analysis that goes into that, because we know who the most well-written characters are. They're the ones that get the most screen time. That's what it is. Did you dye your hair to look like Paulie? Yeah, I got the dye on the side to make the wings. I got hairspray for that. Beta Walt has the uncontrollable urge to provide for his family. Yeah, he should have just taken that money with him to Mexico, like Tuco said, and just found a new wife down there. That's the funny thing about Walt, is that like he should have left Skylar and just got a new family, like one who actually like looked up to drug dealers, and he could have had a new wife that actually like stroked his ego, but he just kept trying to like make a square peg fit in a round hole. He kept trying to make Skylar be that person when she really just wasn't. He would have been happier with a new family. Yeah, everyone smash that like button. Make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. By the way, your El Camino fan film was a masterpiece. So don't worry, we're gonna talk about that El Camino video at the end here. But sorry, I kind of forgot about the question. Yes, I will do some kind of character tier list. I just need to think about the best way to do it. Anyway, sorry, I took a little break just because my head was getting light and I wanted to drink some water. But all right, next one up, Problem Dog. Problem Dog for me is gonna be probably a B tier. We get some great character stuff with Jesse here, like really powerful stuff. But I'm gonna give it a B just because that's the only thing I can really think of from this episode off the top of my head. B is still solid. But I think I'm gonna give Hermanos a higher rating, so I'm gonna give this one a B. He had 2 children. You can't just leave your kids. Yeah, he had to stay with his kids, right? Because dealing drugs and killing family members was better than just getting a divorce. And come on, he could have absolutely left the family. He was much worse being there than he was not being there. They were much better off without him. Hermanos, I'm gonna give Hermanos an A. I really like it. Like, I think the pacing is well done. I love the flashback. I love what it sets up about Gus's character. It elevates Gus from being just like a villain to being a fleshed out character. I really, really like Gus in season 4. I think his motivation is fantastic. I watch Hermanos all the time. Plus, butt boys. So always love that. So yeah, I'm gonna give Hermanos an A. I know some of you guys might not like that, but you know, the Chicken Brothers, the Butt Brothers. Yeah, I mean the yellow filter over Mexico is kind of dumb, but it is what it is. Bug, I'm gonna give a B tier. I think it's a really good episode. The confrontation with Walt and Jesse, and of course we get Skylar's mommy milkers here. But I think it sets up what's gonna be a much better episode, which is Salud. Like, I'm gonna give Salud an A, just because the whole scene with Walt and his son is so powerful. The Mexico scene is action packed. Honestly, Salud might be closer to an S tier for me, because if I'm judging them by how they meld like exciting plots with like deep character, Salud is really well done. It's an incredible payoff while we get some great character stuff as well. But I don't feel comfortable putting it in S. I'm going to give it a high A. But it's a really well done episode. Just fantastic. Let's see here. What's up next? Crawl Space is next, right? Yeah. Crawl Space, an easy A for me. Like, I mean, obviously that shot's legendary, right? It's one of the most iconic shots of the series. Really, really well done. I love that scene in the desert with the clouds passing over them. Just like S tier cinematography. We get some great stuff with Walt and Jesse, but I just think that like I'm gonna save S rankings for a little bit of a higher episode. But yeah, Crawl Space is just incredible. One of the most memorable episodes of the series, and it rests soundly in an A for me. Do you guys disagree with me? Do you think Crawl Space deserves a higher rating? I feel like a high A is where it belongs. I need to drink some more water because I'm getting a little lightheaded here. End Times. I'm gonna give End Times another A here. Like, these are just a string of A episodes. Like, I mean, just like Walt's plan is incredible. The way he manipulates Jesse, that confrontation with them is fantastic. Him talking with Skylar, I think is a great scene where he admits that like it's one of the few moments he actually comes off as selfless, where he's like, I'm the only one who should pay for my sins. I think End Times is a really, really great episode. I wouldn't even have a B to D tier, honestly. Every episode's an S and an A. I don't know about that, bro. Okay, so I'd give Crawl Space an S, honestly. So intense and stressful. I get that, but I think it's gonna rest as a high A. Then we're gonna get Face Off, which, yeah, Face Off is gonna be an S for me. It's a little bit lighter on the character stuff in this episode than it is with like the plot stuff, but it's just such an incredible payoff. Like, so well paced. The action is so incredible. The Lily of the Valley shot at the end is fantastic. We get a deep hint to Walt's character here with the I won with Skylar thing. Yeah, Face Off has to be an S. I know Gus's death with like the half face is a little bit too on the nose, it's like a little bit too comic booky. I know, Captain. If you're still here, you probably got some shit to say about Face Off. But I think the payoff to Gus's character, the fact that he dies from getting revenge, which is the one thing that kind of made him human. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful payoff. I think just yeah, I'm just repeating myself here at this point. Face Off has got to be an S for me. It's just fantastic. Let's get through some more of these because I do want to talk about El Camino and some other stuff here. So, I can never read you, Captain. Like, I was sure you were gonna say like, oh, Gus's face coming off is so Reddit. Like, fuck that episode. Like, you're gaslighting me. I know you fucking are. I bet you if I had said this was a perfect episode, you would have been like, nah, it sucked. LOL, and that's why I love the half face-off scene, not gonna lie. Alright. You exist to troll me, Captain. I know you. I can never get a read on you, man. Okay, so let's see here. Isn't this funny that I'm getting an ad here at the bottom for fucking dipping sticks? Or I guess they're Parmesan twists, but they're kind of like dipping sticks. That's funny that we're getting that ad. Oh, what episode was the pizza? I totally even forgot to mention that. That's season 2. Or no, that's season 3. It's Caballo Sin Nombre, isn't it? Oh, maybe that should have been higher. No, we're gonna leave it as C. Live Free or Die. I'm gonna give Live Free or Die a solid B. Where do I rank Roundtable? We should do the Asmongold thing where we rank like fast food and pizza places. I think that'd be fun. I eat a lot of fast food, guys. I'm gonna give Live Free or Die a solid B. It's a fun start to to the season. I do think season 5, like the high points hit really high, but I think on average season 5 is a little bit lower than like something like season 4 or season 2. But I'm gonna give Live Free or Die. It's a solid, fun, well paced episode. It does set up the flash forward. Excuse me. I'm gonna give it a solid B. We're at 95 viewers. Can we break 100? Let's see. Tell your friends, tell your family. I'll do anything for attention. That's when every kid in town started yelling, "Yeah, bitch." Yeah, season 5 was when it really started to pop off, like in terms of popularity. Pure Kino, you've probably been asked this question before, but what show do you like more in terms of overall character development and writing? Breaking Bad or The Sopranos? The Sopranos, of course. In terms of my show rankings, Sopranos is number 1, Wire is number 2, Breaking Bad is number 3, and Mad Men is number 4 currently. I'm really enjoying Mad Men, guys. I'm loving it. We'll do Mad Men eventually, but I'm loving that series. Let's see here. What's after Live Free or Die? Madrigal. I'm gonna give Madrigal probably a C tier. It's a good episode, but it's mostly set up, so we'll give it a C. I do like the scene with Mike and Lydia. I like Lydia as a character. I don't simp for Lydia, guys, but I think the show needed more female characters. I know. Go ahead and call me like a fucking soy boy woke piece of shit for saying that, but I think this show needed a little bit more like feminine, energy to it, to kind of balance out the nonstop dudes on the show. And I'm glad they wrote Lydia as a villain. Again, I don't simp for her. I don't even think she's particularly that attractive, but I'm glad we introduced her. Again, like you need that balance, right? You can't have all just men on a show. You got to have some women too, to kind of balance it all out. Yeah, Roger Sterling is a Sigma male. Like no irony, he's fucking fantastic. Um, I'm on season 5 of Mad Men. I'm wrapping it up now. I'll probably finish it this weekend. Uh, let's see here. What's after Madrigal? Hazard Pay, right? Hazard Pay again. Fun episode. I do like it's kind of like season 2 when Walt and Jesse are running their own crew. It's like a fun kind of time before we come crashing down. So we don't get a lot of great character stuff in these episodes, but they are fun plot episodes. Uncle, oh, that's funny. All right, Hazard Pay. I'm gonna give Hazard Pay probably another C. It's a good episode. I like watching these ones. They're fun to watch, but we don't get we don't get that much great character stuff in this one. Roger's a great character to me, but he's more of an overgrown child to me. I don't know, lol. Yeah, but I mean, all Sigma males are children, so Sigma males are what you are before you grow up. No, I've never seen Mr. In Between. I have seen Oz. Yeah, okay. So Hazard Pay. Then we get 51. There's some good stuff here with Skylar. There's some good stuff here with like Walt and Jesse, but again, it's more of a setup episode, so I'm gonna give it a C here. Again, I know you guys hate anything with Skylar in it, but I'm gonna give it a C. It's just not that great, but it is decent. Then, though, we get Dead Freight. Now, Dead Freight, I'm going to give an A just for plot alone. This is a fun episode to watch. I rewatch it all the time. We don't get that much great character stuff. It's more standalone, but it's just such a good plot that it has to go into the A tier. For me, personally. I can't wait for your reviews where you simp for Joan. Only time it's valid. Joan's a great character in Mad Men. God, I even like Peggy. You know what's funny? I don't like Elizabeth Moss that much as an actress nowadays, but she's really good in Mad Men. I like her. She's kind of a bitch, but it's understandably so. And I like Joan, and I love Betty. I still like Betty, even by season 5, guys. I don't... Call me a simp all you want. I think she's well written. Dead Freight still gives me anxiety, even though I know the outcome. I agree. It's a fun... The pacing is so well done. It's incredible. Joan's milkers are at another level. Yeah, Joan is the quintessential mommy of all the Kino shows. Trudy is my love. You want to I see, because I know Trudy as Allison, or Allison Brie as Annie Edison from Community, so that's all I can think of when I see her. All I can think of is Annie. Joan is the only character that's worth simping for. There, I said it. You know what the funny thing about Joan's character is, though, is that she, not only is she gorgeous, she literally, devotes her mentality to, how to please men. That's her whole thing, right? She wants to be the quintessential wife. Now, she wants, a Chad, doctor, rich, good-looking guy to take care of her, but she's, all of her energy is, how do I be a better wife? How do I make him feel like a man? So... I mean, I can totally understand simping for Joan. Okay, what's the next episode here? Buyout. Buyout is probably going to be another A for me, just in terms of character. We get the whole Walt's Empire speech, which is, again, people don't quite understand what that scene is actually implying. Yeah, Buyout gets some great character work. The scene with them at dinner was so cringe, but it's so funny. Yeah, it's just a great character episode, and we get some great stuff next episode too. Giga Chad, Roger, Patrick Bateman, Sterling. Yeah, I knew Roger was based in the first season when Dawn is like, "What do women want?" and Roger's like, "Who cares?" I love Roger. He's so funny. Oh my god, he's incredible. Okay, then the next one's Say My Name. Will you guys forgive me if I put Say My Name in the B tier instead of A tier? I just feel like it's a great episode. But then we get a great scene with Walt and Jesse. I don't know. Where do you guys think Say My Name should be? A or B? I could see it kind of being an A. I just kind of wanted to put more stuff in B to balance it out, but I don't know. Or maybe Buyout should be B tier and Say My Name should be A. A? Okay. Sally Draper thoughts? That girl sees some horrible shit on that show. I feel bad for her. You're right, a scene does not make an episode. But it's some great character work in this episode too. Alright, Say My Name will be an A. Fuck it, who cares? Oh, but then the next one is Gliding All Over. And we know Gliding All Over is an easy A. It's a plot heavy episode. It's mostly plot. But man, is it good. Okay, so if I put Gliding All Over in A2, one of these, Buyout or Say My Name, one of them has to be a B. I think Buyout would probably be a B then, because you're right. It's just the one scene. But these two have to be A's. They're just incredible. The montage to Nat King Cole is fantastic, very much Godfather-esque. The reveal, the twist at the end where Hank finds out about the book, incredibly well done. And yeah, it's Gliding All Over. It's got to be an A. I know some of you guys are gonna say S. I don't think so. Let's see here. Now Blood Money. Oh my god, that scene at the end was so well done. But I think I'm going to give Blood Money a B. Just because, yeah, the ending scene is great. But the rest of the episode, it's not that the rest of the episode is bad. But it's just the ending. The final scene of Blood Money is easily an A tier. But I think just for continuity's sake, we'll give the whole episode as a whole a B. Oh my god. We're getting into the final run here of season 5B. So 1v1, Hank versus Tony. Who would battle who to death? Hank would beat Tony. Tony's out of shape. Hank's a fighter. Hank and Tony would be friends though, I guarantee it. Gliding All Over, yes, it has the most plot development, but I don't think like the reason Face Off gets an S tier even though it's a plot heavy episode is because of Gus and it ties up Gus's character. I don't think Gliding All Over does that in the same way. We'll get to that with some of these other ones here. Yeah, I'm gonna give Gliding All Over a solid A. Next one after Blood Money is Buried. I'm gonna give Buried a C. I just think that, yeah, we get some good stuff with Hank and Skylar, but I just think it's gonna come together stronger in future episodes. So, I'm gonna give Buried a C. Pull out the samurai sword. You guys want to see the samurai sword? I'll save that for the end. We'll get the samurai sword once we're done with the episodes. And we're going to talk about El Camino. I promise you guys we're going to talk about El Camino. Hank is who Tony thinks he is. Yeah, kinda. Let's see here. Confessions, yeah, Confessions is gonna rank higher for me than Buried. I'm gonna give Confessions a B. It's a the plan is well put together. I think the scene with them at dinner is really well done. But yeah, we'll give Confessions a B. It's a solid episode. Antonio Meucci invented blue meth. Everyone knows that. He got robbed. Where's Justin, Kino? Where's Justin? Captain, shut your mouth. Captain, shut your mouth. We're doing the wire there. We'll talk about El Camino. Okay, so Confessions is going to be a B. We're going to give Rabid Dog. I'm going to give Rabid Dog a B too. I think it's a good episode. I love Walt's hesitation to kill Jesse. I think it speaks a lot for his character and how he views Jesse. I think the kind of dual narrative of like we see Walt's storyline and then we go back and see what happened with Jesse. I think that's a cool style of storytelling. I love the scene with Saul, Walt, and Kubi. So I'm gonna give it a solid B. Hank truly exhibits the best parts of masculinity. Strong, lighthearted, faithful, openly loves his friends, and based. Truly a Giga Chad. I really do think Hank embodies some great traits, especially after his accident, and he kind of reevaluates the kind of man he is. He is still kind of a piece of shit even by the end of this series. I might make a whole video talking about that. His willingness to sacrifice Jesse to get Walt at any cost. But that's a topic for a future video. Yeah, every time I watch Confessions, I really want some guacamole afterwards. I might go get Mexican food later. But after we get Rabid Dog, we get Tahajali. Tahajali is going to be I think we get some good stuff. I think Tahajali sets up some great stuff which happens after, but I think Tahajali in and of itself is probably a B tier. Now that might offend some of you guys. I think some of you guys are like, no, it's got to be an A or an S. I think it sets up what's going to happen next episode. So I think I'm more comfortable leaving it as a B. And we're gonna talk. We'll do Ozymandias. So we are going to put Ozymandias. Yeah, it's got to be an S. I was debating whether to put it as an S or an A. But yeah, it is really the intersection of some great plot stuff and some great character stuff. I know some of you guys might say A because you're like, it's overhyped. Ozymandias is overhyped. But really, this is where it all comes crumbling down. It's the payoff to basically the entire series. And so I got to put Ozymandias as an S. It really does sit there. Are you guys going to gaslight me and say it doesn't deserve an S tier? Are you guys gonna say it deserves an A? Is Ozymandias better than Attack on Titan? Oh yeah. I like Attack on Titan, but it's not that great. Like it's too like it's not balanced out with humor at all. It's too dramatic. Like if you look at Breaking Bad, like we've got the drama, but we've also got humor. Attack on Titan is too dramatic, and I kind of hate like anime plots where it's like, oh, to end hatred and war, I'm gonna kill everyone on Earth. It's like Naruto did the same fucking thing. I think I don't know. I find it kind of cliched for animes to do that. I like a lot of animes get too philosophical and they don't stay grounded in like individual characters' conflicts. Like instead of the conflict of Attack on Titan being like, how do we stop hatred and racism and stuff? Why can't it be like, how do I stop this one character and like the internal like conflicts between all of us? Like, That's just why I have a problem with Attack on Titan. Yeah, there is a whole Jewish subtext to Attack on Titan with the whole like armbands and stuff. Um, yeah, that's why I don't know. I think Attack on Titan is overhyped. Um, it's a good show, guys. Well, it's well made, it's well paced, but I just think it's a little bit too intense. Um, I'm a fan of Ozymandias. What the fuck are you talking about? If you only knew that if Tony knew his death was coming, do you think he would take it like a man as Hank did, or he would cower? Um, I don't know. Oh, we hit 100! Yay! 100 viewers. All right, let's get through this because I want to talk about El Camino while we got 100. I think Tony would probably be scared. He's kind of a little boy at his heart. Um, okay, so Granite State. I'm gonna give Granite State a B. It's the ending scene is really cool, but it's mostly set up for what's gonna come. So Granite State is gonna have to stay a B tier for me, even though it is cool to see like kind of a pause. It's like The Fly. It's a pause episode before we get to the big action. Now, of course, I'm going to give Felina an A. It's not an S tier. It's 100% not an S tier for me. I have problems with the finale. But I do think that, like, Felina is satisfying, but the ending was a little bit too happy. And if you guys saw my episode review, I blame it mostly on the music at the end. I also feel like the storyline with Gretchen and Elliot, I don't feel like it answered like the deep questions about that storyline. Like Walt never is honest with them in the way he is with Skylar. Now I do understand that like mechanically he needed to have that motivation to go after Gretchen and Elliot to push him to go back to Albuquerque. But it was I didn't like that he basically just got to bully them and face no repercussions for it. So Felina, great, satisfying ending, but has some flaws. I think it could have been better. Now, we all know El Camino, where El Camino sits. Now, I'm specifically talking about my review of El Camino. My review of El Camino is an S tier. It's the greatest YouTube video that's ever been made. It is, without a doubt, better than anything anyone has ever done. You know, fuck Red Letter Media, fuck the Nostalgia Critic, fuck Angry Video Game Nerd. I am the best reviewer of all time. Alright, no, just kidding. So, let's talk about the El Camino video. I know some of you guys were like, you know, what the fuck is this? And I learned a lot of lessons from the El Camino video. What the El Camino video was supposed to be was, one, my experiment in doing live action stuff. I want to actually make some like live action pieces, like me in front of a camera or someone else in front of a camera too. So this was my way of kind of experimenting with it. And to be honest, my reasons for doing all the Breaking Bad logs were mostly to set up the El Camino video. I wanted to have an excuse to do something like this at the end of October. Now, because Breaking Bad Tober, you know, occurred during October and there's Halloween, I decided to theme the El Camino video around horror. So the idea of the El Camino video was it was kind of a parody of the Blair Witch Project. You guys remember that text at the beginning of the video where he's like, in October the reviewer disappeared, right? It's like found footage. That's what the video is supposed to be. It's supposed to be found footage. Now I don't think I properly conveyed that because I also added in a bunch of humor, and so I think the tone of the video is kind of like, it's kind of confusing. Like the horror doesn't really work because it's not scary, and the humor doesn't work as well because it's like we have these weird horror elements into it. So I learned a lot of lessons from there. When I do something like this in the future, and I am gonna do more live action stuff, I want, like, the script needs to have a much clearer, like, it needs to be very clear what I'm doing. So I learned a lot of lessons, and I do like the video. Like, it's dumb, and it was supposed to be dumb, but I think some of the elements are kind of clashing in a way that it's like it's not as funny as it could be, and it's not as like quote unquote scary, even though it's not supposed to be scary. But I think that whenever I tried to do horror, it just came off as like weird because it's like I don't get it, you know. But I did have fun making it. Obviously, we've got Vince Gilligan here as well. It's funny. Oh, also, by the way, the whole Vince Gilligan skull thing, it's a reference to American Dad. There was an episode of American Dad where they watch Breaking Bad backwards and they get a hidden message from Vince Gilligan, and then they go out to the desert and they find his dead body. So I included that element into there too, and I think it's a little confusing because if you haven't seen that episode of American Dad, this is just like weird, like what the fuck. I do think it looks like him though, doesn't it? With the glasses and the mustache and the goatee. I think it's a fun prop, huh? He's gonna be right here on my computer for the rest of the time, so we'll have Vince Gilligan in streams in the future. Let's see here. Kino should go to Baltimore and talk to the locals about The Wire. I'm a little bit scared of doing that, bro. I'm a little bit scared of what would happen if I went to Baltimore. I am going to do a huge Wire video eventually. It's going to be like 5 hours long. I'm going to do parts of it and then combine it together in like one huge video. That's how I'm going to cover The Wire. It's not going to be episode by episode reviews. It's going to be like topics. Like we'll cover each season and then we'll cover character arcs and examine each character individually. Because The Wire is a show that narratively you can't look at it episode by episode. A lot of stuff happens in an episode that won't pay off until way later. So I can't look at it episode by episode. But I am going to cover everything about The Wire. I'm going to cover all the characters, all the storylines, all the themes, all of it. It's going to be a huge video. It's going to take me a whole another year to do. And I'm going to bring in a lot of extra stuff too, like looking at David Simon as a creator, looking at all the actors, all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Let's read the stream. Did you put the mustache and goatee? Did you put the mustache goatee yourself? Yeah, I made this prop. It doesn't look like him. Vince Gilligan has skin. You guys are so fucking pedantic sometimes. Sounds like you want Kino to die for real. No. I didn't die at the end there. It's just like it was a reference to the Blair Witch Project. Remember when they go into the basement and then the footage just cuts out and you don't know what happened? Except my friend Justin had a drone, so we got that cool drone shot. That was pretty impressive, wasn't it, the shot? And I put the Many Saints in there as like a ghost, like it's like dangling as a ghost there at the end. I thought that was kind of funny. Really, the El Camino video was a culmination of like all the memes about like the Sopranos memes, the Breaking Bad memes. It all kind of came together in a way that like if you're a part of this community that we're all in together, you would get the jokes in there, right? The hating on Many Saints in Newark, I thought was funny. How do you rank El Camino on the El Camino scale? Honestly, talking about the movie itself, it's probably a C tier movie, maybe a D tier, but all the criticisms I made about El Camino in this video, I stand by. I really believe all the things I said. I don't hate it in the way that like I came off in the movie, because again I was playing it up for the fact that it's like the movie was so bad it's driving me insane. I don't despise it. I also don't hate the Many Saints. Like I don't have like a visceral hate for the movie, but I was playing up those elements in it for like the sake of the narrative. You know, it's part of what drives me insane, you know, to kill my friend Justin. Oh, by the way, in order to be realistic, I actually did kill Justin, so he's dead. Um, he's gone. He's a method actor. He committed to it. El Camino project was Kino's coma dream. Yeah. You were tortured to death by watching those 3 movies in a loop forever. Yep. Also, how the fuck do you reply to comments directly on this? I don't think you can reply to comments in the live stream chat. Oh, I guess you can type their name. Never mind. Kino, I have no friends or social life. All I do is work and watch your videos. Pretty please say hi to me so I can have a warm feeling in my heart on this cold, windy day. Well, Repunched, you know what? You should come into the Discord. It's linked in the description of this video if you're not already there. Come hang out and chat about, like, other people who love shows like The Sopranos, Breaking Bad, The Wire. Like, I formed this community in part because I wanted to have people like you guys to talk to, because none of my friends watch good shows. They watch like The Walking Dead or American Horror Story, right? There's no one I can talk to about The Sopranos. So I made this community for us to have a space to be like, yeah, fuck IFT or fuck Mandala. I don't like that episode, right? Like, we can have these chats with people, and get some connections, because I'm like you, man. I don't really, like, I have a few friends, like, Justin, who's dead now. But really, I don't go out. I just stay home and I make these videos, and I watch TV. I'm kind of a loser. And luckily, I found a way to share my love of these television shows with all of you guys. And I thank you guys so much for being a part of the community. But that's why I formed it, so we can have this space. So I hope you're doing well, Repunched. Know that I appreciate you being here, and we're gonna continue to do these for a long time. So don't worry about that. We're not going anywhere. What's worse in your opinion, El Camino or Many Saints? Probably fundamentally the Many Saints. El Camino's not bad. It's just boring. Let's see here. Rip Jesse. Yeah, rip Jesse. Kino, we must put you in the grave. Yep. We'll be doing more of these live action stuff. All jokes aside, you'll probably see more Justin in some of these live action bits. We're working on developing like a live action skit series. So it'd be like maybe like 10-minute videos that are not reviews at all. They're just like skits that incorporate a lot of like the Breaking Bad, Sopranos meme stuff into it. So you might see more of those, and they will be awful. I will admit that, but I have to do stuff in order to get better at it. I can't just like, if I never put myself out there, if I never tried, I would never get any better. So like the El Camino video is rough. There's parts of it I really like, but like the acting is not great. The sound work is terrible. The cinematography is not great. But I learned lessons doing it that I'm going to try the next video to make it just a little bit better. And I'm going to keep doing that. So hopefully we can make some cool stuff here. That's also like free of like Hollywood type shit. Like I have no desire to go to Hollywood and like make a movie or sell a script that way, because they would ruin it. There's like no artistry there. There's no genuine kind of just embracing the work there. But I want to make some like movies. I want to make some cool shit, but I want to do it on my own terms. So I have to learn myself through doing, rather than like going to Hollywood and like, doing it the traditional way. So hope you guys can understand that. And I appreciate you not like making fun of me too much for the video. I know it's cringe, but it's fun. Having good taste in TV is a curse. Yes, it is. You can't relate to anyone. Great stream, brother. Thank you, Boozy. Love you, Kino. I love you, Dylan. I enjoy small channels. Yeah, I enjoy my community size. Like, we got 100 people in this stream at the top end, so that's pretty cool to me that 100 people can show up. There's some bitches live. Yep. Why do you dislike Better Call Saul final season? Go watch my reactions on Kino Studios. Again, if you go to my channel and go to the channels tab, you'll find it there. I'll make a video eventually, but I'm not ready to talk about Better Call Saul yet. What's up, Kino? You're the man. Thanks, Jack. Who's the most based character in any show you've ever reviewed, Junior? Walt? Hector? Walt's not based. Probably Mike is probably the most based, or maybe Roger Sterling. But I'm not finished yet, so I can't say that. I got back into writing again. Everything I write sucks, but it's still satisfying to pour your heart out. Oh, that's awesome, Captain. I'd love to maybe read some of your stuff if you ever want to share it in the Discord, because I'm actually gonna get into writing too. My kind of dream when I was younger was to be a writer, but I did write one novel, but it just kind of never like clicked for me the way that making videos does. But I do want to write a book. I want to make like a crime kind of fantasy story. I know it's kind of like, it's kind of gay, but I thought that would be fun to kind of take like the Sopranos, Breaking Bad element and like put it into like kind of a fantasy setting. But that might happen sometime, and I'd be curious if you guys would ever be interested in seeing that. Like, I wouldn't charge anyone to read it, but I do want to maybe try to see if like writing could be another creative outlet for me besides just making the videos. Again, I know it's fucking cringe, but you know, you can't be so concerned about your work being cringe. Like, you have to just put it out there and just get better and better, and you know, who cares? Who the fuck cares if it's bad, right? What's worse, putting something that's bad out there or just not doing anything at all? It's a nice change of pace. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, cool, thank you. First he gave her the emeralds, then he gave her the pearls. You're not Jewish. They wouldn't take your script anyway without making a film first. Yeah, but I'm a minority, so won't they take it for that reason? What if I tell them I'm gay? Will that work? It's only half a lie anyway, so who cares? Hey, Kino, are you doing a Better Call Saul run? Not immediately. I will make some videos about Better Call Saul, but I'm not going to review the series as a whole yet. Next one up is The Wire. Kino, you're my favorite human being, quite literally, besides war hero Roger Sterling. Well, Roger Sterling's just a better person than I am in general, so that makes sense. I have not seen Mr. Robot. Sorry about that. Do you believe Felina foreshadows Skylar committing suicide? No, I don't think she does. Kino, are you Pinoy? No, I'm Chinese, Japanese, and Mexican, which is basically Filipino anyway. I am writing in my mother language right now, but I'm thinking about translating that stuff. That at least okay. Now we are running in hot garbage territory. Fantasy, is that what you're making fun of? I only have gay thoughts whenever I see Walt in his underwear. Currently, which series are you looking into doing log type series for, like Sopranos or Breaking Bad? The next series I'm going to tackle is The Wire, but like I said, I'm not doing individual episode reviews. I'm going to do a comprehensive long form review of the entire series. Like, when I'm done, it's going to be like 5 hours long. I like those long form videos. Like, mostly they're about video games, but I'm going to do about The Wire, because if there's any show that deserves it, it's The Wire. What's your hottest take about any character being over or underrated across any show? Skylar is underrated, Carmela is underrated, Betty is underrated, and Margaret is overrated. Basically, just my simp takes. That's what it is. Asian men aren't minorities. That's racist, Peter Parker. You're getting banned for your racism. Are half Asian, half Mexican men minorities? Because I feel like that's kind of a minority. Kino, I'm sorry, but I do not think Roger would like. Yeah, no, he wouldn't. He'd be like, you know what I did to your ancestors in World War II? Kino, have you seen 6 Feet Under? No. Nice hat, thank you. Are you into House of the Dragon, or GOT? Yeah, I'm really into the GOT books. House of the Dragon is all right. I think it's like a B tier show, but it's all right. Will I be doing logs for Better Call Saul eventually? Maybe. I'm not committed to that yet. We'll see. I know Matt Macabre Storytelling is always telling me that Mr. Robot's fantastic, so I might watch it eventually. Pure Kino, more like pure beta, am I right? Yep, I'm a beta soy boy loser. I've seen Deadwood, it's great. Yeah, The Wire deserves like a season coverage in one go. Yeah, exactly. I need to go use the bathroom real quick. Are you guys cool? Just waiting for me till I get back. I'll be like 5 minutes, or not 5 minutes, probably like 2 or 3 minutes. We could talk some more. I'm down to chat about just stuff going on in general. So just give me 1 second here. I'll be right back. Let me turn off. Okay, I'm back. We lost some people while I was gone. I need like a be right back slate if I'm gonna stream for a long time, because I'm gonna have to use the bathroom eventually. What are we talking about here? Should he? Let's see here. What are we talking about? And the bag in the river should be superior then. So what's going on, guys? What are we chatting about now? I didn't take a poo. I had to pee. Like, you drink coffee and water for 2 hours on stream, then you gotta go to the bathroom. Could always hold a 3-liter soda bottle under the desk. Someone noticed in the El Camino video, by the way, that so when we're driving, I hand Justin a bottle of pee in, and then at the end of the episode, or the end of the video, you see that the bottle is full of like a yellow liquid. That was like an Easter egg I put in there. I thought it was funny. There's also some other Easter eggs. I don't know if anyone saw or not, but I'll leave it for if anyone finds them. Dang, you gave El Camino a C? I didn't think it was the best thing ever, but it deserved a bit more than that. Did you see my El Camino review, man? Roger, Tony, Ramsey Bolton, Hugh Babineau, Dream Blunt rotation. I don't know about Ramsey Bolton. That's kind of weird. Let's see here. Are you an artist? Because you're really good at drawing me in. Yeah. I'm a wordsmith. Oh, I hate people who say that. No, man, I'm just someone who spent way too much time watching television growing up, and I didn't have any friends, so I just watched TV and thought about it, and now I have a deep kind of understanding of... Yeah, the Kino panty shot was funny, too, in the El Camino review. I had to order tidy whities specifically for that shot. Let's see here. Believe me, fellas, Rhea Seehorn being bare feet in the show is absolutely necessary to the plot. Yeah, I thought about that. Like, do you think Rhea Seehorn is creeped out by all like the memes about her feet, or do you think she's flattered because she's like a 50-year-old woman and like guys are like lusting after her? I don't know. Do you think Saul would fit in The Sopranos? Yeah, he'd fit in there. He could be a good lawyer there. Did you finish The Wire yet? Of course. Bro. You can see my reactions to all 5 seasons of The Wire on the channel. That was like almost a year ago. Yes, I fucking finished it. Kino, review Mad Men, you son of a bitch. I need it. It's coming out next week. Season 4 reactions coming out next week. Chill. Mad Men is very underrated. I love it for the plot. My parents love it because they are too based. Mad Men's a good show, dude. Really, really well done show. I enjoy it. I will say this. I thought Terrence Winter was a better writer on The Sopranos than Matt Weiner was. But Matt Weiner made a better show than Terry Winter did. He made Terry Winter made Boardwalk Empire. It's a good show, but it's not as good as Mad Men. Maybe I'm just salty because Terrence Winter refused to come on my podcast. I reached out to his agent, and he said he was too busy. But he went on another podcast. Someone posted it in my Discord. I still want him to come on one day. I want to reach back out maybe next year and be like, hey, because Terrence Winter's making a new show. It's called Tulsa King. It comes out maybe this week actually. I'm not gonna watch it right away. I'll watch it after a few episodes come out. Yeah, he's making a new show, so that'd be cool to see. It's a crime show. It stars Sylvester Stallone, I think. We'll see how good it is. Good question, Zeno. How well do you think Saul would get Tony out of problems? Probably better than Neil Mink. Tony's in some bad shit at the end there. Where's the Breaking Bad comic review? There's a Breaking Bad comic? Let's look this up. Oh, you mean the okay. I thought there was like a legit comic book about Breaking Bad out there, but no, you mean the paint drawings. I'll make a video on that. We'll see. The what is this? What does it say? The Walt Skyler fight at the end of Ozymandias, one of the best things. Yeah, it's a great scene. Christopher versus Jimmy Darmody. I'm confused by when people ask this question. What do you mean by that? Do you mean who's the better written, or who do I like more? I like Jimmy Darmody more. I think Christopher is the better written character overall. Or do you mean who would win in a fight? Christopher versus Jesse, who wins? Christopher, probably. Boardwalk Empire doesn't feel like a show that takes place in the 30s, but Mad Men totally feels like a 60s show. Boardwalk Empire has more budget, but yeah, that doesn't make it good enough, you know? Like, Boardwalk Empire is just a little bit too salacious for me. They kind of go for the cheap, like, easy, like, sexy stuff, versus Mad Men is much more limited than that. Although, there's still a lot of sex on Mad Men. Have you seen Yellowstone, Kino? No, I heard good things, but that will have to come later, man. I am booked solid with shows to watch. By the way, I wanted to ask people, if you follow my Kino Studios channel, you know that I sometimes stream myself playing games. And I was streaming myself playing World of Warcraft, but I kind of got out of World of Warcraft. I got bored with it, so I don't know if I'll stream that anymore. I might in the future. But I was thinking about streaming some other games on there. Would anyone watch like if I stream like Does anyone like a Pokemon fan, like an old school Pokemon fan? Because I kind of felt like replaying one of those like emulated on the computer, like Emerald or maybe like a custom ROM hack. And I'm just curious if anyone's like likes Pokemon and would watch that. I mean, I'll stream regardless, but I'm just curious. Like, are there Pokemon fans in this community? There's a legit comic. I thought you were talking about the paint drawings. Let's see here. Is this like an officially licensed thing? How do I get this? Oh, it's posted online actually, I think. Oh damn. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll do something with this comic book. Who knows? There appears to be a legitimate comic book out there. James Darmody's death is one of the best at any show you've ever reviewed. Yeah, Jimmy Darmody's death's pretty powerful. Play Crusader Kings 3, you mofo. Maybe. I'm not good at like RTS or anything. Alright, I'll play some Pokemon maybe. Yeah, Pokemon's pretty laid back. Yeah, Gen 3 is my favorite generation of Pokemon games. Like, I love Emerald. I love Fire Red and Leaf Green too. And I just love the pixel art style of those games. Okay, yeah, I'll play some... yeah, Pokemon did get kind of boring later on, but I think, yeah, maybe I'll do a Nuzlocke. Or maybe I'll do like a custom ROM. That'd be kind of cool. Like one of those custom games. I saw one that's like you play as Team Rocket. I thought that'd be kind of fun because it's like the crime element. Like maybe I'll name my character Tony Soprano or something. Yeah, Pokemon Clover I thought was another one because of the whole 4chan thing. I thought might be fun. So yeah, okay. We'll do some Pokemon streams sometime on Kino Studios. Because I do want to play some games. I'm getting kind of bored. Yeah, Mountain Blade I heard it's pretty fun. It's hard for me to get into new games. Like I only play like really old ones. I was playing Fallout New Vegas. I got into that the other day. Or not the other day. I played it a few weeks ago, but that's a fun game. Yeah. Okay. Well, it looks like people are starting to leave a little bit. We hit 2 hours here. So I think I'll probably wrap it up. I appreciate you guys all coming by. I hope you enjoyed the rankings. We might do like a Breaking Bad iceberg sometime. We'll see. But if you guys want to make your own, it's linked in the description. Feel free to rank them and post them on Discord if you want to. We'll see if anyone's got some like different opinions than mine. But yeah, this is fun. We got a lot of people on here. Yeah, it was a great time talking with you all. So give us New Vegas live. Okay, maybe. I'm down. I've only just kind of learned the game, so we'll see. But yeah, I could play New Vegas. It's a fun game. Yeah, we'll talk about sleep. I like Ken Cosgrove and Mad Men too, so we'll talk about sleeper favorites some other time. So thank you all for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I will see you guys later.